bonds that you can access, you can buy. Do we need to correct the exercise regarding like bond part here? Let me check if we have something that, okay, here. So I will show you guys this example 2, and maybe someone will volunteer to do this one for me so that you will get used to this type of exercise. Right? Governments raised $300 billion through single price auctions. The following table presents the bid orders from the investor. Like you can see A, B, C, D, E, F, right? There's more note for you guys before doing the exercise, sorry. For under Vietnamese regulations, Vietnamese regulations. So for bond auctions, the issuer will choose single or multiple price auctions. But for stock auctions, this will be only one type, which is multiple price auctions. So it's already decided to be multiple price auctions for a stock auction. For bond auction, it's flexible, it's optional. It could be single or multiple price auction is optional, it's not compulsory. So keep in mind this one. Why do I need to mention this? Because in the exam questions, maybe they will clearly state out that this is single price auction or this is multiple price auctions, like the example 2 that you have here through single price auctions. But sometimes in the exam question, they will not state out or they will not give you the information about the type of the auction, and you have to figure it out yourself. And how do you figure it out? Do you just give this guide? You just need to remember this regulations. If that one is like announced to be the auction in Vietnam or Vietnamese firm, and that bond auction, so if there's no information about type of the auctions, single or multiple price, you need to ask the exam, the supervisor of the exam on that date, right, to get more information about the auction type. Because we don't have information, we cannot solve the problem, right? You cannot assume that one is single price or multiple price. We will not do that thing. Previously, yesterday, I saw the problem for you in 2 cases, single price and multiple price auction. But remember, in the final examinations and in the midterm exam, you will choose only one type of the auctions, single or single or multiple, to finish the exercise. We will not do both cases. All right. And therefore, if at bond auctions and no information regarding type of the auctions, single or multiple price, so you need to ask the exam supervisor for more information. And if that is stock auctions done by Vietnamese firm in Vietnamese stock market, so that will be for sure multiple price auctions. No need further information. You need to figure it out yourself. And you need to say like, because this is stock auction, so it is multiple price auction. Because that Vietnamese stock auction, so this is multiple price auction. And all the things from the beginning, from the first question to the last question of the auctions exercise, you need to follow the multiple price auctions. Okay, so that is the regulations. Do you guys understand?
I'm sorry, can you repeat it again? I just lost your voice.
Okay, so it's like for the case of like you can see here from the exam 2, right? I give you the information that this is the bond auctions, right? Government raised 300 billion dong through the single price auction, and this is interest rate, bidding value. So we know that this is bond auction, right? But this one is really clear because I give you the information about single price auction. So we will follow like single price auction, meaning that the only one winning interest rate, or for the case of the stock, there will be only one winning price, and all winners of the auction will like will follow that winning price or winning interest rate, but there will be only one because that's single price. And for multiple price auction, that will be different, right? Many winning prices or many winning interest rates. But I mean, in the in the final examination or in the midterm examination, there may be no information about single price or multiple price. So they need you to figure it out yourself. And how do you know that is single price or multiple price? You base on the Vietnamese regulation on auctioning. So under Vietnamese regulations for the bond auctions, issuer can like choose single or multiple price auction, meaning that for bond auction, that could be 50-50 chances, right? There could be single price or multiple price auctions. So if in the question there's no information about that bond auction is single or multiple price auction, you will not assume to do both cases. We will do only one case, one exercise. So this is single or this is multiple. No, like two cases at the same time, right? So if the question there's no information of single price or multiple price in the questions, you need to ask the exam supervisor that day about the additional information. Otherwise, you cannot solve the questions. All right. But if this one is stock auctions, there is the rule that for stock auction in Vietnam, there only one type of auctioning, that is multiple price auctions. So even though there's no information stated in the questions that this is single or multiple price, you should follow multiple price auctions. All right. Is this clear to you guys?
Yes.
All right. And one more thing, if this one stock auctions and this one for Vietnamese firm, and you know that for Vietnamese firm, the stock auction will be following multiple price auctions. But in the questions, they state out this is single price. So you should follow single price because we will prioritize the given information in the questions, right? So that's the second note. All right. So the first note, if there's no information, we follow the rule, the regulations. If there is information of single or multiple price included in the questions, then we follow the questions requirement. All right.
Okay.
All right. So could anyone volunteer to do the example 2? I'm sure you guys can do it. You guys are so smart. Anyone volunteer to do this?
So I still have a question. Can I ask you?
Yeah, right.
You said the total payment is the winning value of bond. So is it the winning volume?
For bond, we don't have volume, we have value. So value is a little bit different. By volume, we take the quantity in terms of like countable quantity, like one share, two shares, three shares, one bond, two bonds, right? But this one, bidding value or winning value is like total amount in cash already, in dollars already, in money already. So that will be the payment. Is that okay, Ling?
Yeah.
Maybe not. Okay, I will show you right now. I don't have the. Okay, just do this one, and I can show you on this one. Dương Ling, sorry. Dương Ling, could you do this one for me so I can show?
Okay.
Yeah.
The accumulated we start with a 90.
yeah, wait a minute. I will like bring you guys to Excel file. Just wait a minute. I need to have some kind of arrangement. Okay, just while waiting for the Excel file, regarding bond, do you have any questions? Do you have any difficulty researching or reviewing bond? About bond, we have stock derivatives. I teach you, right? But for bonds, you guys need to read at home. So I'm not sure that if you have any problem or not. I kill with it. So the first one, you need to check back if this is in the right order, if this auction is left in the right order, right? And like you remember that for stock we have floor price, set up the ceiling. I'm sorry, the minimum price for the firm, right? So if this one have some kind of constraints, like what could be this floor interest rate or ceiling interest rate? What do you think, guys? What do you think? What should they put here?
The floor interest rate would be 7%.
That floor or ceiling?
The ceiling? No. The ceiling would be much than 7%.
More than, right? Ceiling. Why we need to put the ceiling instead of floor? That. What do you think? Well, why? For the case of the stock, right? The firm will set up the floor price because they want to set up the minimum price that they can access for. They can accept for this kind of issue, because if I don't set the floor price, you can join the auction with like zero, right? You pay for my share zero. So this reflects that my firm doesn't have any like prospect, any future, or any like good performance at all. And with that $0 or money, I cannot raise the capital for my operations. So I set up the floor price, and like floor price can like mitigate the problem of many fake kind of auction form that will make like the auction organizer difficult in like handling the auction. And the floor price state out that this is the minimum price that my firm can accept, right? So if you want to win, if you want to buy my share, you need to pay higher, right? So they have so many meaning in setting out floor price, but they will not like make constraint at the top, right? They will not put the ceiling price, because the higher the price you pay, they will be like the better they enjoy, right? But for interest rates, since like you guys already know that interest rate is something that firm need to pay out to the bondholder, so they don't want to take high responsibility, right? They don't want to take that very high responsibility of paying you like 8%, 10% of interest rate every single year. So they will put the ceiling, or sometimes they will not put the ceiling. So floor price is like compulsory to stay down for a firm, but for putting ceiling interest rate, it's optional for bond. So if you want to put a ceiling interest rate, you can state out in the auctions like announcement. But if you don't want to state out the ceiling interest rate, so it's fine. All right, optional. Okay, Ling, can you go back to this one? What should I write here?
First one is 90.
90. So next one.
210,
Good.
240,
Yeah, 240. Next. You check this one is correct or not?
yeah, I did like that.
Okay, thank you for that one. So it's like you need to finish the table anyway. I don't care when do you stop, at which interest rate do you stop calculating based on the demand, the supplies of the security, but you need to finish the whole table, right? No blank in the table. Okay, so let's look at the questions again. They're saying like government raised 300 billion. So at which interest rate?
7.01.
The government. See, successful maybe. Depending on you, just write down the information. But in the words, it's fine. Government successfully issue 300 million dollars of bonds. So I don't care how many bonds this is, but the value adding up to 300 million dollars. So if this one is single price, ask the questions, what will be the result?
The first one is
who will be
from A to E.
Yeah, good. A, B, C, D, and E. All right. So we have the winning value. This one you need to put in the unit. Here is billion dong, right? A will be
90.
Good. B
120.
Good. C
30.
D
30.
and
10.
Okay, good. So here I need to remind you that in the exam questions, maybe because of during the exam, maybe you will have a lot of worries that will make you did the wrong or write the wrong information. When you go to the result, just do something to mark this one. For example, mark this one like this with any kind of sign that will not be accounted for lower grade. Mark anything here to make sure that you will take the right information to put in the table here, because sometimes you're so worried so that instead of taking 120 you take 210. I already graded so many exams already, and this often seen in the exams sheets. So keep in mind this. Do something to mark down the information that you need to collect for the table, and don't make that stupid mistake like many others. It will make you lose a lot of score. And we go for that next one, winning interest rate.
For single prices or 7.01%.
For all of them. For all of them. Yeah, right. Yeah, because that's single price, right? Single price, so only one winning interest rate, and meaning that all A, B, C, D, E will be given to, or will be paid 7.01% each year from the firm. In this case, from the government, right? If this one is multiple price, so which part will change?
The interest rate, winning interest rate.
Good, exactly. So the interest rate will change, meaning that different investor will receive different payment each year, right? For A will be
6.55.
Good. B.
6.57%.
C.
6.59.
Good. And this one, 7. Good. Okay, so this is the result for the auctions. Now let me ask you additional questions. The remaining payment, right? We will take the first one, total payment. Total payment of this, guys. What is the questions? Asking for B and D. Okay, so maybe you will answer for B, D, and E. All right. Total payment will be the value that you win. So you win 120 billion dollars of bonds. So you need to pay this out of the pocket. This one, 120, right? And the next one is deposit. Could you calculate for me deposit, Ling?
The deposit of B, when you multiply with 5%, it is 6.
What number that I should multiply with 5%?
120.
Yeah, the bidding value, right?
Yeah.
Good. 5%. It's kind of difficult for you guys to remember which case using 5%, which case using like 10% in case of stock and bond. But my tips here is that usually for stock, right? Stock, the face value is more like 10,000 Vietnamese dong. So the price of the firm will be fluctuating around that face value. So it's not so high, but for the bond, the face value is at the minimum of 100,000 Vietnamese dong, and could be multiples of like 100,000 Vietnamese dong, 100,000 hoặc bộ số của 100. All right. So the face value of the bond is so much higher than the face value of the stock. So the market price and issuing price of the stock and the bond will be in that kind of different. So usually for the stock, when you multiple price the floor price with 10%, that is better than with 5%, because that will be so much lower than the bond, right? And the bond values is already high, so it just calculate with a small percentage, and it can make investor to make big deposit already. So 5% for bond, because bond with the higher price, 10% higher for stock, because stock with low price, so that we can balance a little bit between the deposit in the bond auction and the stock auctions. And that's my way of remembering. You can find a way out to remember which case will apply 5% and which case will apply 10%. All right, this one, the next one, remaining payment will be the top minus the second one. Remaining payment will be 120 minus 120 times 5%. All right. So D, you do that yourself. Can you calculate for me E, Ling?
E, the deposit is the 0.5.
How do you get that number?
I just took 10 multiplied with 5%, right?
Yeah, so it's same like Ling, so you need to keep science on this. So the same like stock, bond auctioning also require you to make the deposit before you join the auctions, right? Before you join the auction process, before you join this table. So when you make the deposit, you don't know what will be the winning value. You hasn't known yet, right? It's just at the beginning of the auctions. So the deposit will based on the bidding value, not in the winning value, right?
So it's 120 plus it is 6 is equal with the B.
Yeah, because they are having the same bidding value. But this one, total payment of E,
It's only 10.
Yeah, right, exactly. So we get the result, right? So this is the difference between bond and stock. Bond, I think it's so much easier than stock in terms of these calculations. All right, so that is for the bond auctioning. Do you guys have any questions?
Actually, the question, a question, I just want to ask if the quantity is the winning value, right?
Yeah, you can say so. But you need to keep in mind that this one is not number of bonds, but it's the value of the bond. Right?
Yeah, I got
This
it.
one is value. So this one is like the winning value is the total amount that you need to pay out to the issuer. This one will be issuing price. Sorry, issuing price. Where is this? This one will be issuing price times number of bonds. This one. Because the main part of the crucial point for auctioning, bond auctioning, is that they care more about interest rate than the number of the bond. Because anyway, you will pay the it will pay it will pay in value, right? In money, not in number of bonds. So they don't give the information of issuing price and number of bonds in the auctioning, but instead they will ask you to give the information of winning interest rate. Interest rate, that is more important. And with that winning value, it's the amount of money that you need to pay out anyway, so they can calculate back to number of the bonds. That easy. It's not the matter, but it's not the important point for bond auctioning, so they will not put out. But for the case of for the case of stock, they cannot beat the winning value, because it will be difficult for the investor, because each investor will put different price, and that different price will lead to different value, right? And then the investor need to calculate, all right, if I make the bid of 25,000 Vietnamese dong, so what will be the bidding value that I should put in the auction slip? So it's one more calculation. So don't need to do so. You just state out the number of the share. You state out the number, the price of the share, and then I will put it into auction process. After you win, you can make that calculations. But for the case of bond, I don't care about the number of the bonds that you buy. I don't care about issuing price, because that is not the choice to make, right? That is not the decision to make. The decisions made by you is that how much is the interest rate, how much interest rate is that you are willing to accept for this kind of bond. So you need to state out, and how much money you have to buy the bonds. Then I can convert back to the number of bond. You don't need to make calculation. So all of the auction, they will try to make it easier for the investor to make the auctions and to join the auction. And other stuff, like, it's fine, I can do it for you after, right? So that for bond and stock auctions. Do you guys have any questions?
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah, go ahead, Tao.
At a multiple price at a deposit, why you take 120 multiply 5%?
What? What do you mean?
I mean, why you take 120 multiply 5%?
That is
Why it?
that is what?
Yeah,
Why
you
why why?
continue. You continue. I mean,
Okay, so the regulation of Vietnamese for bond auctions, 5% here is 5% proportional of 5% proportional of 120. 5% is not interest rate. 5% is just a number, the percent. Like you will make deposit as a proportion of the bidding value. So 5% here is proportion of the bidding value, not 5% interest rate. How is it okay?
okay,
Or
okay.
yeah, guys, that good questions. So 5% here is not the interest rate, all right? 5% here is like you will take proportion of your bidding value to make as collateral for this auctions. You make deposit, right? It's like you make a margin or you make a collateral to make sure that okay, I joined this one, but I have like financial kind of status, good financial status to pay out for the auctions. It's not that I joined this auction for fun, right? So this deposit is to make sure that you are able to pay. And if you cannot pay, I will take this money as the penalty that you like disappear from the winning. Because for example, like the case of B, all right, B is ranked second for winning this interest winning this bond auction. B just deposit how much is here? 6 billion dong, and he need to pay out 120 in total. So he need to add up like 114 more, right? But then B, after winning the auction, B disappear from the auction. No money is given to the government. So the government cannot raise like total amount of 300, right? And if there's no B here, maybe E or F could buy some more value of the bond, right? So that's the responsibility of joining the auction. You win the auction, you have to pay for the auction. But if you do not do so, I will take the deposit as penalty. So the requirement to be the requirement, the very firm requirement to be joining an auction is that you need to make deposit. And deposit here will be calculated as the proportions or part of the bidding value, right? So that is just the meaning of deposit. 5% here is proportion of bidding value, not interest rate. Any further questions?
Can you explain when to use 5% deposit and when to use 10% deposit?
Okay. So this one is just my tip, but not yours. You can apply or not. This one for bond. This one for for stock, right? Just keep in mind this one. This is the rule. 5% when you make the deposit for bond, and 10% is when you make deposit for stock. That is the rule. All right. And my tip is that because the bond usually go with high price, so you need just take 5% to multiply with the bidding value of the bond, then it will get a little bit high deposit. For stock, the floor price usually is a lot. It's not like big as the bond. So when you multiply with 5%, that will be small amount of deposit, and that will be not kind of balance between the bond and stock, two type of security in the market, and the same way of doing issuing, right? Issue like they use auctioning. So to make it a little bit balanced, not like totally balanced, but a little bit balanced between joining a bond and a stock auctions. So they will make 10% for stock calculations of deposit. It just find a way out to remember this one. This is the rule. 5% for bond only, and 10% is for stock when making deposit. This one okay, Dad?
It is always like this, or is there any exception?
No, always like this. This is the rule. Vietnamese speculation already.
Okay.
And like one more question for you guys regarding bond auctioning. What will be the thought on the case that one of these investor beat 0%? 0%. What's the meaning of bidding with 0%? What do you think? What if 0%? Like this case. What if I beat 0%? What could you change, or what should you change in this result? You can think of some. You can think in some minutes, and then I will ask you guys. You can redo this one with that information. A, B, C, D, E, F, and F 0%. Nhung?
In this case, I think that the bond issuer will issue the bond with 0% of interest rate, with the bidding value is 80, and the number is 300 million dong bonds.
Okay, so just we need to redo this one a little bit, right, to see if that is correct. So we need to put this one out here, and you need to reordering again, right? So maybe this. All right. And what should I write here, New?
It is 300.
Here. You need to redo this one for me again.
It is 80.
Good.
Right. It is 170.
Good. And then I will put for the remaining one. Right, there's one.
Yes.
So where do we stop the calculations?
And I think it is C.
And I see at the interest rate at 6.59%. Not at C, but this one.
Yes.
That's right. The government can't issue that. This one 6.59. If this one is single price, so we have A, B, C, D back here and F here. And could you define to me the number, the decimal number of value, the value here?
It is 80.
Okay.
90, 120, and 30.
30?
It's 10.
Good, 10. Good, exactly. 10. And if this one is single price, so this one will be 6.95, right, for all of them.
Yes.
And if this one in multiple price auction, this one will be 0%, 6.55,
6.57.
Yeah, right, and 6.59. All right. So with this information, what do you assess for analyze for this case?
I think that in this case, if the bond issuer use the monthly price, so they have more benefit.
More benefit than single price. Why? More benefit for the issuer or for the investor?
I think for the issuer.
Why?
Because the
That's correct, but why?
Wait a minute, in the multiple price, the winning value of F is 80. So the is zero coupon bond, so the issuer bonds don't need to pay the bond interest.
Yeah, exactly. So that the benefit for the issuer, because here F bid with 0%, and if this one multiple price, that would be good for the firm. Is that they will not pay any interest rate to this guy, to F, right? What is the meaning of F? Why you don't? Why do you join this auction and just receive back 0%? Why? What is the meaning? What is the benefit you get from this type of auctions?
I think that they expect um, the the market will be inflation.
If the market is inflated, so if you invest in bond with 0%, you get no money. You get more like time damage.
Deflation.
Deflated. What else? Even that deflated, but you get no money, right? You get no interest rate. I mean,
But the
good point.
money,
The money what?
the money don't
Lower value.
decrease or value.
Yeah, but we buy the bond, right? And with 0% rate, meaning that we earn nothing from the bonds. So why do we just keep the money as it is, right? We don't need to buy anything. Just keep money with us. Why is that? Why we not do so? Why do we buy bond with 0%?
So this rarely happens, right?
It's it's very rare to happen, but it's happened already for the case of Vietcombank. Vietcombank issue for like in 2012, it happened. There's one guy start bidding with 0%. That's very like exceptional. You can think of any other reasons?
I think that they don't want to hold money. They just want to invest something that people nature like some script destroy the money or something like that.
So maybe, okay, that good point. In the past, if you keep the money and you keep the bond, that will be the same thing, because the bond will be given to you in terms of certificates. So it's also paper as well. So you have the same risk as holding cash. It's just like you will hold less amount of bond compared to the amount of cash. But right now with the depository kind of services, lưu ký, so you can like deposit your bond into the depository kind of center, so you can avoid the risk of like burning or losing the bond certificate and losing the right as well. In this case, that could be a good reason for it, but in this case you can think like if you bid 0%, so you have the high chance, you will have the high chance or lower chance to win this auction if you bid 0%.
You will get higher to win the auction.
Yeah, higher, like highest priority, right, to buy the bond, highest kind of chance to buy the bond in these auctions. So the purpose of F is that if this one is multiple price auction, so for sure F will get 0% if F wins, right? So the purpose of F here is that he is like willing to buy the bond at any cost, even losing the difference from 0 interest rate. So F really need to own this kind of bond. For what reason? remember that I put for you guys the formula for returns of any security at the beginning of the course, right? The return of security will be calculated based on the fixed cash flow income stream plus changing in the price, right? Like selling price minus buying price. So if I don't aim for this, if I don't aim for the fixed income, I really want to get the bond because I aim for the second one, the second part here. Changes in the price, right? So I don't want to hold the bond like long enough to get the fixed income stream, but I aim for changes in the price, selling price and buying price. I expect that the price of this bond after the issue will be traded in the secondary market with higher prices. Then I can sell back to the investor in the secondary market for profit. So I need to have the bond, and to be able to have the bond in a very competitive market of this bond, I need to bid with 0%, right? That will be the case for multiple price auctions. But in the case of the BCB ECU, that is single price auctions. So single price auction, that will be like so much easier to understand than the multiple price. You know that for single price, the lower the interest rate you put in the bid, the higher the chance that you can buy the bond, right? When I bid the lower interest rate, I have higher chance to buy the bond, and maybe I can buy the bond with like not zero interest rate, like the case of F right here, right? F bid zero, F wins the auction first, and F can win the bond with the interest rate of 6.59% instead of zero, right? So depending on the single price or multiple price auction, we can guess the purposes of the bidder with 0% interest rate. Are you guys understanding? Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
Is this one okay for the understanding?
I just wonder, can we beat the negative interest rate, like
You
minus
can do-
1%?
Yeah, you can do so in different markets, like in Japan, in Europe, but not for Vietnam. Right now in Vietnam, we are not in that like negative situation yet because we don't use that unconventional. We call that one unconventional monetary policy. We are not yet at that situation, so we are still in good situation of using the conventional monetary policy or traditional. Traditional MP, which is for positive interest rate. So no, answer is no for Vietnam, and answer is yes for the other market. So this one for, sorry?
Excuse me, what does MP stand for?
Monetary policy. Monetary policy. Chính sách tiền tệ. This is for the additional information. There's no requirement to read this one or to study this one in this course. It's just for the information to do more research on it. Unconventional MP là chính sách tiền tệ phi truyền thống, and conventional or traditional MP là chính sách tiền tệ truyền thống. Chính sách tiền tệ truyền thống thì các bạn chỉ sử dụng những công cụ như là dự trữ bắt buộc, lãi suất dương đấy, lãi suất mà không bị âm ấy, rồi là thị trường mở OMO đấy, OMO đấy, rồi là lãi suất chính sách, ví dụ như lãi suất tái cấp vốn, lãi suất tái chiết khấu, rồi sự bắt buộc vân vân. Còn chính sách tiền tệ phi truyền thống unconventional kia là các chính sách ví dụ như các gói kích thích nền kinh tế QE, QQE, rồi là QE, QQE thì là hay được sử dụng bởi ngân hàng trung ương Nhật BOJ và ngân hàng trung ương Mỹ Fed đấy, cục dự trữ liên bang Mỹ, đấy là ngân hàng trung ương của Mỹ. Và chính sách lãi suất âm nữa, negative interest rate, đấy là những cái unconventional MP, là những cái phi truyền thống mà khi mà sử dụng đến các cái chính sách tiền tệ này thì phản ánh là quốc gia cũng kiểu run out of monetary policy tools rồi, nó không sử dụng được conventional nữa, nó sử dụng conventional không hiệu quả nữa thì nó mới chuyển sang unconventional. Ở Việt Nam mình thì chưa đến cái mức đấy, Việt Nam mình vẫn ok, vẫn kiểm soát được. Tức là khi hạ lãi suất ấy, thì cái tín hiệu hạ lãi suất đấy vẫn có thể đẩy tín dụng lên, vì người tiêu dùng và doanh nghiệp vẫn có nhu cầu đi vay thêm ở cái mức lãi suất đó, và khi đấy nó sẽ đẩy tăng trưởng tín dụng và tăng trưởng nền kinh tế lên, tiêu dùng lên. Nhưng chính sách mà không có hiệu quả nữa ấy, đấy là anh hạ lãi suất về không rồi, không ai vay, không ai tiêu dùng, không ai vay từ ngân hàng tiêu dùng hết. Như vậy chính sách unconventional này nó không có hiệu quả nữa, thì khi đó nó sẽ chuyển sang chính sách là unconventional. Tại vì bây giờ tôi hạ lãi suất, tôi cho anh tiền, đấy là QE và QQE, đúng không? Okay, so that's for bonds and stock auctioning. There's one more note for you guys. The last one. If we have third case here, so I change the interest rate of D to be equal to C. If you receive this kind of situations, so keep in mind for me that the table that we made here is for determining the winning interest rate and winning prices for the case of stock. So this is table made by the auction organizer. So this is to determine at which price or at which interest rate what will be maximum amount of bond or maximum value of bond and maximum value of amount of stock that the issuer can issue successfully at particular price or particular interest rate. For example, like if here at C at the interest rate of 59, sorry, what am I speaking? So if the bidding interest rate is 6.59 is chosen to be the winning interest rate, so what is the maximum value of the bonds that the issuer can issue at this interest rate? That is 3.20. If the interest rate chosen is 6.55, so the maximum amount that the bond issuer can sell is just 170, because only A and F are willing to buy bond at this bidding interest rate. B bid for higher interest rate, meaning that if you pay me 6.55, I will not agree to buy this bond, right? So at which price, the table is made to determine at each price what will be the maximum amount of bond or maximum a volume of stock that the issuer is willing to sell out to the investor. For that reason, CD, they have the same price. They will be included in one single row for this table. That will be the correct arrangement. So this one will be CD 6.95, and then the quantity is 80. This one will be 80. So because C and D bidding the same interest rate, there's no criteria to put C over D or to put D over C. So C and D have the same right to buy the bond at the same time. It's not like C will have the chance to buy first. That's not the case. because they want that the criteria to we base on to put the priority for each investor is based on the interest rate. And when you beat the same interest rate, there's no other or further requirement to put EU first or the other first. So you need to put C and D at the same row to determine the result of the auctions, like this one. What is this one? This one 80, right? 80, 90. So we have this one 80. We have this one. So this one winning would be 80 or 90, 120.
Teacher, why is F for the first with the highest getting interest rate?
No, this one 0, still 0%. That's my mistake, 0%. Thank you for that one. And this one will be 10, right? 10 will be for C and D, and we use the like fraction of C and D again. So C beat, C beat 30. Total of this one is 80, right? So if this, we will take fraction of C over shares of each investor. Thị phần hoặc là tỷ lệ cơ cấu của mỗi nhà đầu tư. This one will be 30 over 80. This one 50 over 80, right? And then we have the winning value will be this time 10. Do you guys understand the calculation here? We take the shares times with the winning amount here. Are you guys okay? Still good? Any further questions? No? If no, so I'm already done with the lecturing. Now we need to move to the exercises. If you have any question regarding exercises, or if you have any exercise that need me to have a look for you, so just show me. Remember that next week on Thursday, at the beginning of the class, we will have 30 minutes exam online, right?
How long would that exam be? So,
Sorry?
how long will our exam next week will be?
30 minutes. 30 minutes only.
What type of exam that will be? Is that
Yeah,
choice or
that will be, yeah, that will be covering all the information and concepts that we already studied from the beginning up to now, up to this chapter, lecture 3, right? And the exam will be mainly in multiple choice questions. You would need to do some calculation, but just need to write down the answer. It's just multiple option. Multiple choice questions. So this is the time for you to do the exercises. While doing exercise, if you have any questions, just ask me. Raise your hand and ask me. All right? Time, do you have any questions? Oh, T. Sorry, Tang, for a minute. Lam T, you don't need to care about the clean and dirty price. We will not study that one in this course, all right? That advanced knowledge for like investment analysis. Tang, no questions?
Cô em hỏi cô bằng tiếng Việt đúng không ạ? Tại vì cái này nó không liên quan đến
Okay,
bài hôm nay mà. Tại vì là đang dịch như này thì cái form của cái bài thi cuối kỳ nó sẽ như thế nào ạ? Cảm ơn ạ.
Yes, so we are working on it. No final decision yet. So we will come to you after we having the decision from the faculty.
Yes, thank you.
We'll make the best for you guys, so don't worry about that one. Just study. Long, Trường Long. What do you mean by exam codes? What is that one? You mean to like
mã địa chỉ
number of
của
the exam for each of you? Ah, okay, only one. When do you calculate the bonus point? Could we get it from volunteering to do exercise? Yeah. The bonus point will be given when you volunteer to do the exercise during the exercise like here, and exercise in the class as well, during the class session as well. You guys do for me number 11, 12. A Dutch bond auction, meaning that single price auctions. Question 12. A Dutch bond auctions, meaning that a single price auctions. And 11, 12. Problem set. Question 11, 12. 16. No, 16, 17. 16 is difficult for you guys. 18A. All right, just do that one for me.
Con thưa cô, hình như cô chưa gửi cái bài tập này cho bọn con hay sao ạ?
Okay, yeah. Okay, let me check again.
Trên Google Classroom ấy
Cô
có.
gửi rồi cô ạ.
Có gửi cô ạ, trong cái
Ở trên
đấy.
Classroom đấy.
Trên cái individual assignment ấy.
Đúng rồi đấy.
Dạ.
Actually, you guys don't need to worry too much about the final and midterm exam because the question, the exercises in those exams are just types that we learned in the class. So just practice again and again the things that we have learned in the class, the exercises, and in the problem set. I think you can like do the final examinations very well. A lot of guys already got 10 like for the final examination, so I think you guys are like more intelligent.
Em cho cô, thế là bài là 11, 12 và 15A đúng không ạ?
Let me check again, I forgot. 16, 18, 11, 12, 11, 17, and 18A.
18A.
Not 15. 18A, 11, 12, 17, 18A. 16 là cái bài phức tạp rồi, các bạn không làm được, các bạn không biết làm. Còn nếu các bạn thích làm thì các bạn nhớ hôm trước cô cho các bạn một công thức tổng ở đấy. Công thức tổng hợp ấy, các bạn tổng hợp tất cả các case vào. Tức là có thể có trường hợp đấy là một doanh nghiệp mà thông báo ngay cho một quyền đấy để thực hiện nhiều quyền khác nhau. Ví dụ như cái ví dụ hôm trước cô cho các bạn trên Classroom cái thằng gì nhỉ? HPG ấy. Hòa Phát ấy, vừa trả cổ tức tiền mặt vừa trả cổ tức cổ phiếu ấy. Đấy thì nó là hai quyền cùng một lúc, đấy là hai quyền khác nhau, giống cái bảng 16 này. Thì có quyền nào là điều chỉnh quyền đấy, mà càng nhiều quyền của cùng một ngày ấy thì cùng ngày ra cùng một quyền ấy, thì nó điều chỉnh càng nhiều. Đó thì cái công thức tổng hợp bạn nào thích thì bạn tính cô trong công thức rồi, còn không thì bỏ qua bài đấy không có trong chương trình thi nhé, bài 16. Anyone could show the questions? Việt Thành.
Can I do the 11 question?
Yeah, just show the screens. I will stop screen now.
Okay. I have to show my screen. Yes. Okay.
What is the questions 11 that you make that table? Let me check on the questions 11. What is this one? Việt Thành, right?
Teacher, how can I làm nào để em thu gọn cái cỡ chữ ở trong cái whiteboard trong Zoom này lại à?
We have our like how do they say? We have our like options pop up when you open the whiteboard. Okay, just let me do this one for you guys. You need to do this one first. Wait a minute. Stop sharing. Okay, this one time so slow for that one. So we have this one, investor ABCD. Okay, you should open the Excel file instead of open the whiteboard. It's not easy to draw out a table, right? So next time for the other guy, just open the Excel file and do the exercises on it. Right, for this animal like this one, investor here. This one 20. Investor, we have A, B, C, sorry, C, D, E, F. Do we need to rearrange, or this one is good enough? Time.
Is good enough.
Okay, if you can do this, that's fine. Quantity. 30, 30.1, 30, 30.1. Is that 60.1, 30.5, 31, 31.5, and 31.8. And the quantity is set. Sorry. 7,000, 6,000, 3,600, 3,000, 2,000, 1,050, 950, so 1150. All right. So what will be the accumulated amount? How do we do this? Should I write for you?
Yes.
Starting point is 30,000 per share. So all of the bids here they are eligible for the auction. Can I continue the work?
Yes. First, I think that all the investors are success in this share auction.
What? So how do I get the column accumulated quantity?
I think with first add will success purchase are 1,150.
Good, exactly. That's a very good point. So this one, 1,150, we will go from the bottom, because the starting point for accumulation is from the highest price. So you can go from anywhere. Just make sure that they are in the good order. It could be from the high value to the lowest value, but it should be in order, like 31.8, then 31.5. It could not be like 31.8 and then right after that 30, right? If you are not familiar with the way that Thành do here, you can rearrange the table with the top is for the highest price. All right, here he do this one is good at also. So next one, Thành, next row.
He will purchase the 2,000.
Yeah, but you need to do the calculation first. This one will be plus 2,000.
Wait. Sorry, my bad.
All right.
Yes.
So this one we have winning.
Yes.
Winning quantity. So like we said, this one will be 1,150. Right?
Yes.
The next one will be E. How many here?
2000.
Good. Next.
3000.
Good.
3006.
Good. 600.
6000.
Good. And how many for this one?
This is 2250.
Let me check again. This one 18,000. Okay, good, correct. And then we have the winning prices. So this one multiple price, right?
Yes.
So this will be
30.
good, 30.
30.1.
Good, 30.1, and the same for the others, right?
Yes.
30.5, 31, 31.5, and 31.8. What is the? Yeah, the question is easy. Determine the average price. You can forget that one. Don't need to determine the average price. All right.
It's done.
Yeah, it's done.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you for that one. I already recorded 1 point for you guys. 4 for you, not the other guys. Okay, guys. So maybe I missed something. Let me check the slide. We have the competitive and non-competitive. Okay, yeah, right. I will put you here. Back here to the slide. So we have competitive and non-competitive bidding. The way that we handle this kind of exercises, in case 1, case 2, and things here, you can copy down and to read after. This one I already mentioned in previous class. So this one to rewrite, to review what I have said to you guys previously. Case 1 is that owner of the investor are the competitive investor. So there's no non-competitive investor. So the chance that you can buy all of the value that you bid or part of the value that you bid will be depending on the interest rate that you make for the bidding. So to make sure that you have like higher priorities than the other. Case 2 is that some of the investors are the competitive and some of the investors are non-competitive. So under Vietnamese rule, there's maximum 30% of the issue size will be given to the non-competitive investor. And remember that, like we have done for the exercises from yesterday until now, we know that for competitive investor, for those that putting the value of the bond and the interest rate, or the case of stock, that will be state out the bidding price and the quantity. You can see that for competitive investor like that, they could not win the auctions depending on the price and the interest rate that they make for the bid, right? But for non-competitive bidding, like I said yesterday, it's like all of them will win the auction. It's just that they cannot win all value that they bid in the bidding. All right. So how do we handle this one? We have 2 part question here. We have 2 parts. The first one is the competitive bidder, right? They put out the information of like its rate, and the second part is like non-competitive investor. So because they make the bid secretly, confidentially, so no one knows about the other bid. That's why we have like different number here, right? Even though the issuer just make 50 billion value of the bond for non-competitive, but you can see here they make a lot more than that, right? It's 100 in total. So the first one, we need to separately determine the result of the competitive and non-competitive. The result of competitive investor will be used to determine the result of non-competitive investor as well. For example, like in this case, we have winning interest rate. This one is single price mechanism. This one 90, right? 200. Just me. Let me transfer this one into Excel file. We will do the result of competitive investor first, and then we will go to the non-competitive investor. Also, bond value for this issue is like 400 billion, right? For competitive, non-competitive investor, the amount for them is 50. Therefore, for competitive investor, this investor are able to buy 350 billion. So the maximum amount is 350 billion, meaning that will stop here. Stop here, right? So meaning that a winning interest rate, if this one single price, and if this one is multiple price, we do two cases. Single price of this one 1.11, same, right? But if this one is multiple price, that will be different. Okay, so this is done for the bond auctions. Depending on single price or multiple price, we will have different like answer for the competitive investor. That easy because they are competitive, they have all the information about the auction, and we can base on that to determine the result, right? Oh,
I'm sorry for stopping you, but can you share your Excel screen?
Yeah, sorry, my fault or not showing that one. Sorry, could you see now?
Yes.
Yeah, the one that I'm writing is here. So are you catching up, guys? Up here, we're done with the competitive investor, right? Non-competitive, they didn't state out the bidding interest rate, but just bidding value, how much money that they would like to buy from this issue. All right. So remember that we will choose only one case, single price or multiple price, depending on the information given in the questions. Now we need to consider for the case of non-competitive investor, how do we determine the result? The first one, sorry, we missed one more thing. Here, the winning value as well. The winning value here will be 90, 110, 120, and 30. Okay, now we go for non-competitive. Could any tell me the winning value for E and F? There's no criteria, right? To give the chance for E or F. to buy first. So, Ming, could you give me the result here? How do we calculate?
I think we will divide 60 to 100 and multiple with 50.
Good, exactly. So how much do you get here?
It's 30.
Good. And the remaining will be for F, right? 20. Or you can put the formula. Exactly. Thank you, Ming, for that one. This one, 20. Now, next one will be the winning interest rate. E and F will be buying the bond. What will be the interest rate that E and F will receive from issuer for each year of holding the bond? So first one, if this one is single price auction, so it's super easy because it's single price, so there's only one interest rate. So the interest rate of the competitive bidders will be the interest rate for the non-competitive bidders as well. So this one easy, right? But if this one is multiple price auctions, there are multiple prices for the winning interest rate, right? For winning interest rate, we have many. So what will be the interest rate for E and F? In this case, we'll be applying, wait a minute, something called weighted average of interest rate. Bình quân có trọng số. Based on with the weight will be the value. So could you give me the answer, or do you know how to calculate? Okay, let me show you this. I will show it to the whiteboard. This one, weighted average of interest rate will be equal to okay, the weighted average of interest rates. Do you see my whiteboard? All right, guys. So this is the formula for calculating the weighted average of interest rate or weighted average of share price applied to the non-competitive investor. So could you go back to the Excel file and do this one for me? What will be the calculation here? Bình quân có trọng số, and trọng số ở đây là bidding value. Tự ghi ra đó bé. Các bạn nào tính được chưa? Weighted average bằng gì đây? 90 This is the result. Do you guys have any questions? Hello guys, are you still here? Hello guys, do you have any questions?
No.
Okay, so see you next week for the exam first, and then we will go for next 4, which is for trading in the market. Goodbye for now.
Bye.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Bye.
Goodbye.